Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Greta if you're new here, and I have some super exciting news for you. Commodity Fragrances is doing a blowout sale for like 48 hours. Oof, this is good. You're not going to want to miss it. Some of you are familiar with Commodity Fragrances. They have two collections. They have the Archive collection and they have the Scent Space collection. If you know, like Commodity Gold, Commodity Milk, where they have like the white bottle, the black bottle, and then the white with gold, and it's the personal space, the expressive space, and the bold. That is the Scent Space collection. That is the newer collection. Then there's the first collection they ever came out with before they were taken over, and that is the Archive collection. There were a lot of favorites there, and they were sure to keep them just the way they were. This one is going to be having a little bit of a makeover. The juice is not changing. However, because they're doing a little bit of a makeover and changing these bottles a little bit, they're doing a blowout sale on all of these. Now, if you see my community posts, I did do a post for the buy one, get one sale because I know they already had limited stock on some of the popular ones. So I wanted to make sure you got dibs on those. But it's now going to be, check this out, 60% off, and with my code, another 15% off. So these $145 fragrances are going to be under 50 bucks, which is insane. That's like over 2/3 off. So I know I have my little list and I'm going to scoop some up, but there's 11 of them in this collection. So in order to keep this video to a reasonable amount, I'm going to move quickly, but I'm also going to give you a really good overview. This collection has a white label, and then they also have a black label. There's 5 with the black label, 6 with the white label. The black label is a little more intense. They're heavier notes. The white labels are a little bit more, they're light fragrances. They're a little bit more of a skin scent or a very delicate kind of sillage or refreshing or musky, like light. I find all 11 of them to be unisex. All of them work really well on anyone. So let's get to it. I was able to choose one bottle. I picked Nectar. Nectar is a citrus, fresh, very freshy, invigorating kind of fragrance. Now, it to me is a little bit of, it's orange, and to me it has like a neroli to it. It's a very crisp, sharp kind of citrus. Like it has that greenness, which neroli has that green to the citrus scent. So it is more brisk, like, yeah, look at that. So it is neroli blossoms, juicy fruits of pomelo, tangerine, bitter neroli, and floral honeysuckle. It is, I was actually shocked by the performance on this. It's actually better than I thought. I thought I was going to get like an hour with just a citrus honeysuckle fragrance. I actually even took this for a long workout, like a 2-hour workout, and it was still going and smelling fresh. I was really, really impressed. I did shower, so I actually don't know the longevity. Every time I've fallen asleep or showered or something. So I apologize that I don't truly know the longevity, but it was going strong at like 3.5 hours or 4 hours when I did wash it off. That one's really nice, like if you're traveling and you want something that makes you like wakes you up and makes you feel fresh and clean, that one's gonna do it. It's definitely gonna wake you up a little bit. Let me do the white ones first. What did I wear today? Rain. I really liked Rain. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Maison Margiela, the way they have these themed kind of fragrances, because this one really did smell like sweet rain. Let's see. It is clean water musk in a delicate floral symphony of lotus blossom, lemon verbena, and jasmine. To me, it really was a clean, aquatic musk. It had a very watery feel to it, and even those florals feel very watery. They're watery flowers, and that's how they gave it, but there's something a little more upbeat about it. Or sometimes watery flowers to me just feel so like milk toast boring to me. This had something more upbeat, like, you know, when you go outside and you smell the rain and it kind of makes me smile. So it had that kind of feel to it. Actually, I liked it way more than I expected. And what else did I wear today? Gin. Also really liked gin. More vibrant. It has to have juniper berries in it. Fresh and woody blend of juniper berry, lime, ginger leaf, distilled in utter finesse. Yeah, I definitely got that fresh juniper berry, which is what you make gin with. Gosh, there's so many gin and tonic fragrances this summer. How funny. This is another one. It really was nice like that. I found it more on the lime and juniper berry, oh, gin and tonic with lime, than on the woodiness. The woodiness was very clean, but it gave it a little bit of substance to it. So it wasn't just a citrus fragrance. Gave it a little bit. This one was very light, rode very close. I really had to smell my arm for it. But again, like my standards for under $50 fragrance go way down. I don't really care about longevity because they're 100 mLs. So that is 50 cents an ml. Just to put that in perspective, I always like to put a price on per ml because it helps me really gauge how affordable or pricey something really is. And a 50 cent an ml is really good. There's like cheapies like that. We're in like cheapie land now. And then we have bergamot. Bergamot's usually that like 10-minute top note, right? So it was really funny to me that they chose bergamot. This one this is going to sound funny, but this one smells like Earl Grey tea to me, which is made with oil of bergamot. And that's literally what this one smells like to me. Yes, it's got that citrusy kind of burst, but I definitely get that almost like tea leaf in there. What's in here? Clementine, green violet leaf, citrus bergamot, amorous oil. It's probably that violet leaf that's making me feel like it smells like Earl Grey tea. But I actually quite like this one, and it gives it a little bit better longevity. It's a little bit creamier, a lot creamier actually, than Nectar. Nectar is very brisk. This one is more calm. The next one is Magnolia. Magnolia is one of my favorite flowers, and all the streets in my neighborhood are lined with magnolia trees. So I love walking the dogs and seeing these like giant magnolias. People have no idea how huge they get. I'm sure there's different varieties, but in my neighborhood, they're like a dinner plate. It's insane. An American dinner plate, which seems to be bigger than any other country also, but they're giant and they're very like thick flower petals, and they're very creamy smelling. Ah, they're so pretty. They're just pretty. They're bold in that they're so big yet elegant, and I love them. Now this one is that beautiful white magnolia with this creamy musk also. It's definitely a floral. Like I actually really love magnolia candles too. I love the smell of magnolias in the air. This one just screams to me a garden brunch or a garden luncheon kind of a thing, like bridal shower outdoors in the garden yard. Like it just gives me that vibe because it's a really pretty kind of floral fragrance. And I'm not big on florals, you know that. Then we have Mimosa. Mimosa to me opens a little bit like bubblegum with a little bit of like flower and stem kind of, not green stem, more like brown stem. This one is a fruity floral with bubbly champagne, blood orange, mandarin, and sheer jasmine. This one, I actually really like this one a lot. Mimosa. Meant to smell like a mimosa. Orange juice and champagne, and it literally has that fruity feeling. It's not very effervescent, but the juiciness, though, it really does smell like bubblegum to me, which I kind of like. Not like a really strong bubblegum, but yeah, I get bubblegum. I don't know why. I get bubblegum, but I like this one. That brings us to the black collection. Let's see what I wore this morning. So I wore this, let's do Bois, which means wood. I wore this one on the other arm while doing my workout today. I've been trying like a few a day to remind myself because I've had these for a while. Bois to me, it's a wood. It is a woody fragrance. It's literally woods, which is why I think it's an amazing fragrance for layering if you're looking for depth in another fragrance, especially for this price. Bois is warm cedarwood, Australian sandalwood, and spicy pink pepper. I couldn't figure out what kind of wood it was. Like, I was pulling my hair out. Like, well, how do I describe this? It's wood. It's a fresh wood, but not that clean of a wood. So sandalwood and cedarwood kind of makes sense to me because it is fresh and clean like a cedarwood, but it had that creaminess also. Little bit of pop from the pink pepper also that I got more in the opening, a little bit of spice to it. And I thought, wow, this would really richen up a fragrance nicely. It developed really nicely. It actually was not singular note. It actually really was rounded out well. I really liked this one. I thought it would be amazing on a man and a woman. I thought both. And all I could think was, gosh, having cocktails in front of a crackling fire and wearing that would just be, oh, so perfect. So perfect. But Bois, I like that one a lot. I like the blacks more than the whites. I like the whites, but I have a lot of freshies. The blacks I really like, and I had to choose one blindly, and I was afraid of the blacks. I wasn't sure. They kind of sounded really masculine and harsh to me, but they're really good. I like them. Okay, so let's move on to the other one I wore today that also shocked me, which is whiskey. Oh, previously it was called whiskey. I don't know why they put asterisks through it now. I have no idea. Warm, spicy scent is inspired by American bourbon casks and rare Irish whiskeys. Timeless blend with layers of mahogany, oak, and vanilla. It's that vanilla that made it nice for me. I thought this was going to be ultra boozy, really whiskey-like, and definitely masculine, but I was wrong. Wow. Wow. It is, to me, there's it's actually the cask sounds right to me because I get a lot of wood with that booziness in it, but it doesn't bowl you over with booze. I also got this almost spicy leather kind of feeling at the opening. It was really pleasing my nose. I was just like, wow, this smells sexy. It settles down and I got a little bit of a creaminess with it where it tones down a little bit, but it definitely had good longevity on it and complex because I got that spiciness. I got a little leathery. I wouldn't say leather, but leathery, and the wood and a little bit of booze in there, and was really good. I liked this one a lot, a lot. Yeah, I like that one. That booziness kind of simmers down after a while. So you don't feel like you're just walking around like a lush. Like, you don't have to worry about that. It gives you that beautiful bouquet when it first opens, but then calms down and it's more like woody with a dash of whiskey there. Almost like when you put whiskey in a recipe and you get that flavor, but you don't necessarily get the alcohol in there, which I really enjoyed about that. Then we have wool. Wool, I think, is a really popular seller. It is the one I wanted. And it is my favorite pick too. Wool is musky, kind of sandalwoody, like cozy, very cozy fragrance. I have a lot of those kind of fragrance because I really like that kind of fragrance. What is in here? Notes of rich amber, earthy vetiver, and sweet bourbon vanilla. I get a bourbon vanilla, which is really like a rich vanilla, but this is not like a deep, rich. If you look at those notes, it's going to sound like a bold kind of, it's not. It's a cozy, fluffy fragrance. It has a little bit of weight to it. It has a little bit of sweetness from the vanilla, but it's really about that cashmere fluff around you, which I think is why it's really popular. I don't even get like a heavy vanilla. I would not call it a vanilla. I think that vanilla is there just enough to sweeten it up a little bit. If you like Una Nui, Nomad, Nothing But Sea and Sky, that's a little fresher than this, but it's going to send you in the right direction. What's another one? There's no powderiness to it, but it's a clean musk like that. This is a really good one, but I fear this one's going to sell out really fast. Vetiver. Vetiver is one of those things where when I first really dove into niche fragrances, to me it seemed like every masculine fragrance had vetiver. So whenever I saw vetiver, my antenna kind of went up and I was always leery that it was going to be too masculine, because it does give that deep, rooty kind of woodiness to a fragrance. Vetiver can go 7 ways to Sunday. It can also go very fresh and like a cleaner kind of wood. It can go a lot of different ways, I've learned. This one is Haitian vetiver, jasmine, and patchouli. Patchouli is also a wood. I definitely get almost like more patchouli than the vetiver. And a little bit of jasmine, which actually makes it more unisex to me personally, because kind of dances around this one. It's not my favorite. You know me. It's not my favorite. I'm not a huge jasmine fan either. Some people go nuts for jasmine. I'm not one of them. I either love or hate jasmine. I'm really funny about it. It's really for me what jasmine is with. But this one for me wasn't my favorite. I bet it would smell really good on a man though, because jasmine can dance really nicely on a man's skin. And then you have that patchouli and vetiver. I don't know. I just wasn't crazy about it. And the last one I actually wore today also. Yes, I wore 4 fragrances today on different parts of my body to kind of refresh my memory. Leather's another note where I'm like, I'm not sure. I need to know more information, because I will either love or hate leather. It's one of those things. And it's another note that can turn really masculine on me, and I have to be careful about it. But this, I was shocked. I was like, wow, that's really good. It opens up. Is that cinnamon? Like, I get this spicy, sweet kind of fragrance that's really prominent on top of that leather. So it's not like it comes out the gate with this leather. New leather with a blend of balsamic labdanum, animalic black leather. Really, I didn't get animalic. And a spicy akigala wood. But I'm telling you, there's some spices in here where it's almost like it opens like Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, where I get this like spicy kind of spicy, sweet, jazzed up, like, wow, that's really cool. And now it settles down, that broke away, and it's more about fresh new leather. But you have that vanilla and a little bit of spiciness in the background there. This one was so smooth and creamy and sweet on my skin, but yes, had that leather, but it did not like go leather. I'm going to sound crazy right now. You know what I mean? Like when it just pulls, like I feel like a tool belt, I don't want to smell like that. I like being feminine or feeling a little more eloquent. This was so beautiful. I was shocked. I was like, okay, that's a favorite too. And I am funny about leathers. I either really love them or the vast majority not crazy about or prefer it on a man. This one would be stunning on both, but you do have to like leather. But Ivory root, the way it's got like some spice to it and a little bit of sweet vanilla. Labdanum is what you make amber with vanilla. So it kind of gave me a little bit of that ambery kind of feel to it. I really liked this one. There's definitely, my mind just goes to like restoration hardware or something. Like I definitely do get that vibe. Don't kid yourself. But there's something so complex and beautiful about it versus just this like solo note. So, okay, I gotta like wrap this up because I'm gonna be here, So that's all 11 of them. And again, it's only the 29th and 30th, 60% off. And then use my code Greta15, you'll get an additional 15% off, which is crazy. So I will definitely be there Tuesday and Wednesday, or the 29th and 30th. So Tuesday morning, I will be on it, or maybe even Monday night. I'll be on it because I definitely have my favorites, and they are Looking at reviews online, they seem to be the popular ones, so I do expect them to go fast. So I would jump on these. And yeah, let me know down below which ones you plan on getting, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.